Hey guys, welcome to another video in Denmark. So I'm on my way to a job interview. I hope I can make it in time. It's in 10 minutes. So yeah, so I don't get much time at home to sit down and make a video. So I thought, okay, let's just make a vlog on the go. So yeah, so this place that I'm going to, it's located next to where I live, actually 2 kilometers away from where I live. So I've been living in this city for almost 5 years now, and then I actually applied here many times, but I never got a response from them. And once I also called and asked, and then she said, no, we don't have any openings, even though, yeah, they never considered me. I know why, because, and why I know why, what I did different this time. So the only thing that I did differently this time was two things actually. I had a little bit more experience, plus my application and the CV was in Danish. So before that I actually had my application and CV in English, and I stated in that I know Danish because I have been working and living in Denmark for many years, and also working in a company where the culture is Danish, Danish speaking, but still I haven't been considered. So that's nice that, once you have, if you're living in Denmark and applying jobs, it adds a little bit more value to your application, and it adds more weight on when you search jobs, to have your application and CV in Danish, especially if you're learning Danish here in Denmark, if you're studying or working, whatever. So it's nice to make an application that really expands your job search in the regional companies which are based in Scandinavia and not so much international. So yeah, do that if you're living in Denmark or planning to come to Denmark. So remember this thing. Plus, if you're from outside, it's not easy to have your application and CV in Danish, but then just go with the English. So I'm gonna go for an interview, and I'll let you guys know my experience, what happens. So let's go see. So that was it. It was a very nice conversation I had. So this is just the first round of the interview. So the office is you can see in the back. It was nice. So let me tell you everything that has happened. So first of all, anywhere when you get invited here for job interview in Denmark, is first round is always like very informal. I was there, and then he asked me if you want tea or coffee or water. So I was very warm because I came running just 2 minutes before the interview. So yeah, I said, okay, I want coffee, and we went upstairs in the canteen, and then he got me his coffee, and I also drank water. Then then we went downstairs in the meeting room. So first of all, he explained everything about the company and what they do, and what is the position. So it's important that you listen what he's saying, what are the important things he's stressing importance on. And based on that, when he says, do you have any questions or whatever, you can ask, or if you have to something add. For example, I work in IT, and this job was mostly based on front-end development. So he talked more about that, and he wanted someone very experienced in the CSS, which I am actually. So I stressed more on that, and what are my skills and stuff. So yeah, we had a nice talk, and then this was just formal things. He wanted to know me personally before we go forward, and also in the what's it called, he wanted to see he could, like as I said before, why I got invited for this interview is not because of the application actually. Yeah, I know it added value, and being it in Danish. And first thing he asked me is, do you want to do interview in Danish or English? I said both are fine. I can better understand English, but let's do it in Danish. So that shows the confidence, and also the team that I'll be working in if I get this job was international, so everyone is going to be speaking English. But it's nice to have this Danish skill if you're working in Denmark. It's not need to know, but it's always good to have it, even though you're working in an international team, if you're based in Denmark. So that's one thing. And then we had it in Danish, and it was good, and there was no problem. He could understand me completely, I could understand him completely. So yeah. And then one thing he told me that his developers looked at my portfolio. Actually, I have a website with my portfolio, and they were very impressed, and that's why I got invited for an interview. So if you work in an IT, or if you are working in a what's it called, coding or UX based things, so it's nice to show the examples of your work. So I actually didn't have examples from the work like I did where I'm working currently, because that's totally copyright of the company. But I told him that I will send him the links to the website, so their developers can look at the actual working website, which he was mostly focused towards, like, how responsive it is. And it's mostly his customers are mobile based iPhones used in Denmark, so he wants to see that it performs well on the iPhones, and what's it called, there's no problem with the speed on the website. So yeah, so there's not a problem, because that's what I sit with these days. So oh, there's a tank here. So yeah, I told him that I will send the links, and yeah, we had a very nice talk. He said he got a very good impression of me as a person, and he actually liked the CV and application, so that's not a problem. And money is also not a problem. We talked about the range. He asked me, like, you didn't have to tell me exactly how much you want, but give me a range, so we get an idea. So he actually mentioned something, and then I was like, okay, that's a little bit high, and that's actually good. So I was actually lowballing, so I had to increase the price there a little bit. So okay, yeah, you're right, in that range I want it. So that's one thing is good. And there's also some other benefits, like lunch and whatever, but that will come when we cross that bridge of second round, where his developers will look at my portfolio, and then I will hear from him next week, and then we'll have another round of interview. Hello guys, and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be talking to you soon. After a week, I said, but it's been a year. I haven't heard back from them. It is so disappointing. Oh my god, I don't know. So yeah, but I'm not unemployed anymore. I'm working, and I got a job, not the same place I went for an interview, but sometimes these things happens in Denmark. Not in Denmark, it can happen anywhere else. Normally, they are very good to respond to you if they don't want you they don't want to hire you. But here I didn't hear back from them, and I wrote him an email, text him, and nothing. So I just thought maybe, yeah, they're not interested in hiring me. So I just left it. So yeah, you should take a positive from this video, actually, because things will happen like this. Things will happen. It could get disappointing at some point. You feel like, you apply so many jobs and you don't even hear from them if it's they don't want to hire you, if it's a negative response. So, but also sometimes, it's good when you get a rejection, then I normally also ask if it's not automated email from big companies, like especially big companies, they have like this automated system. People who have been rejected, they will get an email saying that you're not going through with to the next round, and you are not the right candidate for us. But small places like this company, it's more manual. They just have to write everyone, and they didn't do that. So yeah, so if you get rejection, sometimes it's also nice to write them back and ask them, what do you think went wrong, or what can I improve on. So that really helps sometimes to in the next interview you're going to. So just keep that in mind. So, and take this interview as a inspiration.
For me, it was eye-opening, because after this I started asking for feedback, and if I don't hear from them, I started calling them or writing them, and yeah, so you just learn something new every time you go for an interview. So yeah, but if you are applying for jobs in Denmark, don't be disappointed if something like this happens to you, because it's part of the process. Sometimes you hear, sometimes you don't. All does it matter is how focused you are and how much you want the job, because if you are that kind of a person, then you will call them, you will write them, you will want to have a feedback about the interview, how it went, what went wrong, what can you improve, and all these things combined together, at some point you will get a job, a good job. But nothing to fear, I have a job now, and a very nice job, and I really wanted it, and it really dream job, you could say, and I'm happy. So in the next video, I will try and share the process I went through. I had actually 3 or 4 rounds of interview, and all this test, what's called personality test and personal interviews and skills and a lot of things. So I will discuss all of that in the next video about the hiring process here in Denmark. And for that, please stay tuned to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, so when those videos come, so you get notified. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.